Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Izzy Seiko and my boy Daquan here.
Facts. What's up, y'all?
He gonna stop saying facts. So today we're recording a video on why do we keep coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh? It is clearly not the gameplay and it's clearly not the community. So what is it about this game? I'm gonna punch you in your face. What is it about this game that keeps attracting us? Like, I've heard countless stories of people playing for years, quitting the game. I'm done with this game. The ban list comes out. They salty as fuck. Just salt everywhere. And it's like, I'm done. I quit. They sell their decks. They're good. You know, you see them playing Overwatch and chilling in the crib.
Yeah.
And then one day, they just show up at locals. And you like, is that this nigga?
Yeah.
Is that this nigga in the cut? What are you doing here?
I was definitely one of those people. Like, during the time around, like, what was the format? I was playing Little Hero City, and I was in love with that deck, like in love with it. But like after it got hit, like I just gave up, like playing Yugi. Like I just gave up. I felt like there was nothing else I could play, and then I took the time out and focused on playing Street Fighter a whole lot more. And then before I knew it, everyone was like, E-Dragons is coming out. I'm like, the hell is E-Dragons? Everyone's like, yeah, it's a new deck, this, that. And then before I knew it, you know, a couple of my friends, they bought boxes and all of this. And everyone's like, they're short print, but I'm like, but they're rares. They're like, yeah. And then I read the effects, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, what is this? Like, what was Konami thinking when they made these cards? And I'm like, this is too broken. Like, if you can't build this deck, like, you can't win. Like, it's impossible. And then, like, what came out? The Spellcasters.
Spellbooks?
Yeah. What's that? Judgment Day. So Judgment Day, one of my boys, they had got the card and he sold it for $250, and I'm like, oh nah, this format is retarded. Like, if you even wanted to win, like you could have the E-Dragon deck, the core. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the extra deck. Big Eyes was like $250. Dracos was $250s. You needed 3 of those, by the way. That's like. We're talking dad. This is Teledad
That's
right now.
rent money.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you live in a box or do you become good at
Exactly.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Like you just give up, you know, dressing nice, having a decent haircut, even eating. Fuck
buying deodorant for regionals.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't need to smell nice. I don't need to look nice. What I need is to win. And that became everyone's motive to even play now. Like they don't care about nothing else. Winning is everything. Like, if you can't win at locals, like, topping is cool. It gets you notarized by some of your friends, you know. It allows you to talk shit to some of your friends. Oh, I topped. You didn't. Oh, you went 0 in this. I went, 2 in whatever or whatever. I made it to this round. But now it's, like, way different. Like, now it's even more toxic because, for example, let's take, what's this deck that just got hit?
Burning Abyss?
No. That surprised me that they even hit Burning Abyss.
Ooh.
Burning Abyss Burning Abyss fell out of cycle for a while after the Cosmos came out. Cosmos was so fast and so.
But Burning Abyss was still a viable option in the format.
Yeah, of course you could play it, but if you played against like Cosmos, like people was doing like a new variant of it called Fire King Cosmos, where you only played just 3 Garunics, like 1 Garunix, 3 Barongs, and use the Fire King's Island. The whole point of the deck is just to get Garunix out there and have him blowing up Cosmo Destroyer and just going nuts with it. Like, the whole point is, because Kajus don't really, I mean, not Kajus. I'm gonna get into that. That's a whole nother topic that I just, too toxic for me. The Cosmos, like, alone, they have the swarm and the power, but, like, for Burning Abyss, they can easily overpower them by just swarming the field and just, like, hitting them with some heavy shit. And then you set, like, Fire Lake, Solemn Strike, another card you don't need a brain to use. Like, I use, like, 1 Fire Lake or 2, whatever you got left, I Solemn Strike it, you lose. You can't even be like, I want to go to the next game. Like, it's just over after that. Like, whatever's in your hand is not going to help you. Like, it doesn't even matter.
So let's go back around to why you decided to come back into the format after these cards came out. Knowing that they were so toxic and you had to give up so much of your lifeblood and your rent money and every other penny and dime that you have to buy these cards, what made you decide to still come back to Yu-Gi-Oh and still play?
The thing with Yugi is bait. Everything about Yugi is bait, no matter what it is. The selling, the cards, the boxes, all of it is bait. So you can get it, you go to a regionals, nowadays, like when I went to Owasia, Jersey, like a while ago. the juice out there was crazy. Like, I sold Constellar Omega. No, after the weekend, the card was like $8. I sold it for 60. Like, I wasn't even juicing. This was the price someone gave me. And I'm like, I can't believe that this is 60.
Can't
like,
believe it's not butter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's insane. Like, I made, like, what did I get? This is around with spell books and E-Dragons. All this was going around. I picked up 4 priestesses. I got a whole mermaid core.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 4 priestesses. I got a big eye, and then I made it French. Shout out to my man Grande Yugioh. I made it French, and I sold that off to somebody. And
Grande eye, pretty. That's Spanish money.
It is. Look, my language is fucked up. And it's like, you know, throughout, I was only there for a day and a half. I got there Saturday, and I did everything I did Saturday and on Sunday. Through the course of those 2 days, I made $600. That made no sense. Like, I counted up everything, and I'm like, this is $600. This doesn't make any sense.
So
like,
$600 profit, and you went to the regional with how much?
Nothing. I went with like a distraction book. Like, it was nothing. The book didn't really have anything. Like, most of the stuff like I got was just like people who didn't like, they had too much of it, or they were just looking for cores and shit. Like, I had a whole bunch of M7s, so I traded like 3 M7s because he was going for 30, and the dude, he valued them for 25, and I was like, I'll trade you the big guy. He had like a good 10 of them, so I don't think it bothered him getting rid of one. So I took that one. It went for like 180, but making it French or whatever it was, it got me 250. It netted me 250. So I'm like, that's great. So now it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I wasn't even playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. I didn't even have a deck. I built a whole deck at the time, just throughout the whole event. I was playing, what was it? Gishki Heretics. It's a hand loop deck. So pretty much like, I played, I don't know the name of the guy, but it's the guy who first topped with Karakuris. And I hand looped him, and he was like, that doesn't make any sense. He was like, you're not really playing much for you to hand loop me like that. I was like, well, the deck, you get access to everything. Like, and then we were going back and forth for a while, you know, and everyone's watching. And then, like, at the end of the day, I was like, you know, I feel like I can make a little bit more money. And I sold everything on my book.
I'm not done with the juice yet.
Yeah,
There's still a tiny drop at the bottom of the bottle.
I sold everything in my book to Dez. I sold everything to Dez, and Dez gave me about a good 140 for everything. So now I'm thinking like, yo, I don't even understand. Like, I don't even know what to do right now. And I'm asking myself, should I build a juicy deck? And then right there, that's when it hit me like, yo, I'm in a never-ending time loop. Like,
you looped yourself.
Yeah.
You Gishki hand looped yourself.
You get money, and when you're in the Yu-Gi community, it's like, I need to play juicy. Like, I have to play juicy. Like, I'm going to go to our regionals and play against somebody juicy.
And I think that's a good idea. We should make a video on, does rarity matter?
Yes, rarity matters.
Rarity matters, but to what extent? Because like I mentioned in a previous video, I was playing Yosenju during the Necros format, and Yosenju is one of the biggest budget decks of all time. You can build a deck with maybe like $20 to $30 if you're playing lose one turns at that time, maybe $100.
Mm-hmm.
My Yosenju deck costed me about $400, and I didn't even spend half of that money. I had to IOU a vendor for that because I was playing the highest rarity of everything, and the only thing that I didn't have was super mind crushes, and I'm pussy, so I was not willing to do that to myself.
Yeah.
So I think we'll talk about that another time because rarity is so important in this community. It's another aspect of why the fuck do I do this to myself? Because you can play a common pot that's $1, or you could spend $40
and get that secret pot
for a super shiny pot where it's still cardboard and it's still plastic like over it, but it's just a different design. Why do we do this? And we're one of the only communities that does this shit.
It's like the impact of the card. It's like I play it, and you know, rarity gives off the aura of a player. When you see him playing a deck, like you could play a common Lice One deck. A common Lice One deck, you know, with the light rays and the E-Dragons and everything. And somebody look at you, he got a common budget Lice One deck, this, that. But if you're playing like max rarity, secret JD, secret this and secret that, and you playing, you know, what is it, the special editions of the Janes, the secret Lilas and everything, someone's gonna stop and be like, all right, yo, this guy knows his stuff. It's like to other players, to your opponent, when they see the rarity, they feel like they get a feel of what kind of player you are.
Now, let me ask you this. Would you feel worse to be beaten by a nigga with the lowest rarity deck? Or would you feel worse losing to a nigga with the most janked out, beautiful deck in the world? Like, I mean, like, if you lose to someone with all highest rarity cards, you kind of expect that. Like, once you see him put the card on board, you're like,
Exactly.
But now the nigga's playing all common, like straight trial deck, pulling his shit straight out of common world. And you're like, oh, this nigga not shit. And he spanks you. How do you feel? Which is worse for you?
The common is worse because during perfect example. Remember when the Sam structure deck came out? And they had common grandmasters and common gateways, but everyone was playing them. It was a real budget deck.
Facts.
You didn't really need See, you didn't really need anything. The only thing you paid money for was probably Nat Beast. Barkion wasn't really going for much. You didn't really need Barkion. Some people teched in Humlays because Sams don't really have back row clear. So some people tech those in. I'm pretty sure we still had Heavy at that time or Trunade. One of those was still going around. And Max C was available around that time. So the only thing you're paying for is like a couple of extra deck cards and Maxis. And people played it at 2-1 inside. So it's like you're not really paying for much. 3 structure decks gave you a deck you could take the worlds and win.
Similar to Monarchs.
Yeah, exactly.
Very similar to Monarchs.
Look how powerful Monarchs was. You didn't.
So they shitted
They had to do that. Monarchs was so.
They shitted on structure deck cards.
Monarchs were so plain and good at the same time.
I just want to reiterate this: that Konami hit structure deck cards, and that is how fucked up
our game
is. That. People say, oh, they ban the money cards, the cards that are $40. You spend all this money and then Konami hits it. No, nigga. They hit structure deck cards.
Yeah,
cards that came in a $10 to $15 structure deck. They said, nah, nigga, too broken. Can't play it. Yeah. So where are we really safe in this game?
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Like, for example, it's like, certain decks at a certain point in time, they fall off because the meta keeps evolving. It gets more fast-paced, and sometimes they calm it down. The last calm format that we had was Hat. That was the last calm format that we had with Infernities and everything. Even though Infernities packed like a real punch, they had to set up, they had to slow down. Like, I watched that Worlds, too, when the Hat player lost to an Infernity player. And it's like, he didn't really lose because, like, he got, like, swarmed. He lost because he got poked out. Like, he lost to an Infernity Archfiend that just kept poking him. And I'm watching, like, I don't understand. Like, you play at least 15 to 16 traps, a whole bunch of monsters, and not a lot of spells. So I understand how you're losing to a deck that's like a whole bunch of spells, a whole bunch of traps, but not that much monsters. You're not, like, he's not pulling from extra deck right now. And Monarchs really changed that. Monarchs changed everything when they came out. Monarchs made it seem like they could be played anyway. Exodia Monarchs is a fucking thing. That is a real deck.
I don't know.
Exodia fucking Monarchs. That is real. I don't understand how that works, but it's real. It's a real deck.
I feel like our game has, like, it's notorious for creating these jank fucking decks based off of structure decks. Like, look at Blue Eyes right now.
Oh my god.
Look at Blue Eyes.
That's the worst.
And we had that Sam situation. We had the Monarch situation. And now we have the same thing with Blue Eyes.
Oh, don't forget Yugioh.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Yugioh took Worlds too. It just seems like any structure deck can go far just because of how powerful they are when they come out.
So, this all being said, it's about making money. So we come back to the game to make money. Mm-hmm. We come back to the game for what else though? So we're using Yu-Gi-Oh to make money. Yes, we're addicted to that buy and sell aspect of it, to barter, the trade system. We enjoy that. But then that's one of the main things that we actually complain about in the community.
Exactly,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yes, definitely.
If that is also a pro and a con, people are so stressed out, like, oh, I have this huge book, it's $4,000 and I can't move it. So if that's one of the main factors of why you're playing the game and you're so unhappy with the situation, so what else is it about this game that is so addictive to us that we literally can't escape this shit? Because I've quit Yu-Gi-Oh at least 3 times.
Shit.
And every time I say, I'm never playing this game again, I'll take all my comments to King Game. I'll say, take the $5 store credit. Sure, I will get 5 Twix and put them in my bag. I don't want it. Take it. I don't fucking care. Take it all. Don't give a shit.
It's
and
like,
then I find myself sitting there buying boxes like, how did we get here?
Like, I was playing Frog Monarchs. That got hit. I'm like, I'm not playing no more. Came back, played
but
Little
why?
City.
Why?
Most of the time, I feel like friends do have some kind of influence on it, because sometimes, some of your friends are still playing Yu-Gi when you're not. Some of your friends explains to you, oh, this is so good, this is broken, the format's looking like this, or the format seems like this, this top, it just seems like anything could go far nowadays. And then it's like, when you sit down and take a look, yes, that's really not true.
Lies. It's
no one
lies.
that is never, if your friends tell you that, you know, oh, anything is viable, this works,
lie.
decks got hit. That's a lie. I feel like when people say that, they need like a friend to play Yu-Gi with, because they're probably sick of test playing with themselves or playing YGO Pro or whatever it is. They need some kind of live action, and maybe some of their friends don't play
that live action.
Yeah, sometimes some people need that, and it's like when I was real heavy in Yu-Gi, like real heavy into it, and it's like, you know, you're trying to sell. The main thing that was the problem, some people come looking for specific things, and the only time you're gonna really sell is when a box come out, and most of the time you make most of your money going to regionals, but most people don't travel, so you have a really good book, but you're not going anywhere with it. So you're expecting to go to locals, expecting to sell, and certain locals don't let you sell inside because they feel like you're taking money from them. That's money they can make.
Nobody ever listens to that shit, though.
Exactly. No one listens, of course.
Nobody ever.
Rebellious youth.
Come outside. Let's talk. Let's talk Yu-Gi.
Yeah.
Let's talk tech outside. Come through. Pull
what
up.
you looking for, man? Yeah, I got that. Yeah, come. I got you,
You
man.
want to come with me to Chinese spot real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Because Chinatown was the corner store of the corner store, literally.
That's another thing I want to make a video about. Chinatown. Old Yu-Gi Chinatown. The cesspool of Yu-Gi.
I mean, that's a lot. It goes from toxic people to toxic situations.
Let's hold that off for another video. But in conclusion, I guess we can say the reason we can't quit Yu-Gi-Oh!
Is bait.
Bait.
Is live great bait mate.
Konami does a great job of holding on to us through releasing new product, and honestly, to say the ban list, everyone quits because of the ban list, but a lot of people also come back because of the ban list. Yes. So they'll quit because the deck is so broken. Like, I don't want to play. I quit because of Necros. I said I'm tired of this shit. I'm really fucking tired of this shit, and I'm tired of seeing this nigga straight. I'm tired of all of this bullshit. Like, if I see one more Herald, I'm gonna flip the fucking table.
Exactly.
And then they were like, oh, Necros got hit. And I said, oh, it's lit. So I pick up my deck again. And I went to locals. And then they had just completely changed around the deck. And it was still working just fine. And I was still getting spanked just with no shred. So I'm like.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And now Mermails is back. All because of this Mermail Prince thing. Like, whatever this card is, I don't know. Mermails is back just because of one card.
Nightmares never end.
That one card made that whole deck viable. Yo, when that deck first came out, yo, that shit made, like, no sense, man.
It still makes no sense.
Yeah. And now, you know, Dragoons is at 2. So, you know, we need the ulti Dragoons back now. People dropping 60s and 80s for it. We need that ulti Dragoons.
We are a materialistic society, and we like having nice things. And we like having nice cards and nice deck boxes. And that is...
If it ain't max rarity, you're not playing the deck right.
And that's Yu-Gi-Oh, folks.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh 101.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
If it ain't max rarity, you're not playing the deck right. Structure deck, you get a pass. You get a pass on the structure deck. You could do it, but you have the option not to.
But I guess that's what's to be said about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh and why and how Konami's managing to keep this community alive. Because years ago, I would have thought that this would be over. People were saying Yu-Gi-Oh is dying. It's over. Look at these cards.
And then Exceeds came out.
How are we going to fix
this? And then Clifford Towers ruled the game. And then all this other shit came out. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, my God. Fucking, what was it? Performer Pal Shadals? Oh, my God. That shit was brain dead. Oh, my God, man.
So that's the end of the story about why we can't get rid of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm not sure our community really wants to get rid of it. I think we're all pretty enraptured with having the best of everything and playing the hottest decks, and kind of like we said, we're kind of stuck in a hand loop.
Best to believe.
And I don't know. Let me know in the comments below why you can't seem to quit Yu-Gi-Oh and what keeps you coming back. If it's something that we didn't touch on, let us know in the comments. Inform us about why you quit Yu-Gi-Oh, what brought you back in specific, if there was a specific deck you were looking forward to playing, if there was a certain card that got banned that you were thinking like, oh, it's lit, and you came back and it was not lit. The flame was snuffed out. The firewood was wet. It wasn't good. No good. Response. There was a response.
Yeah.
So let us know, and hopefully we hear back from you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is Izzy Seiko, and this is my boy Daquan.
Facts.
And facts. And we'll see you next video. Bye, guys.